We talk a lot about competition between the United States and China, but they actually have quite a bit in common. They are the world's two largest economies. They're restless, ambitious, addicted to growth. They dream big, they spend bigger. And both are betting their futures on infrastructure. Over the past 2 decades, China has poured more concrete than the United States did in the entire 20th century. High-speed rail? Check. Mega dams, bridges, airports, entire cities built from scratch? Check, check, and check. Meanwhile, the United States is building servers, chips, algorithms, data centers. Tech companies are spending extraordinary amounts to build the highways of the digital future. Earlier this year, OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle announced a $500 billion AI infrastructure investment at the White House called Stargate.
It's the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America.
They are trying to invest in the growth of artificial intelligence infrastructure in the U.S. That is data centers, but also the electricity, the water resources that are needed, the computer chips.
Google, Amazon, and Microsoft are in the middle of record spending sprees. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang says his company will build 7 new supercomputers for the Department of Energy. By 2030, total AI infrastructure spending in the U.S. could hit several trillion dollars. That's trillion with a T. For comparison, the entire U.S. interstate system cost about $600 billion in today's dollars. What's happening now, data centers the size of towns, massive grid updates, global chip supply chains, is unlike anything the West has ever seen. But there is one parallel: China. No country has spent more on infrastructure, many trillions, over the past 2 decades, and the results are staggering. More high-speed rail than the rest of the world combined. Megacities built from nothing, soaring GDP growth, hundreds of millions lifted into the middle class. But after the boom comes the bust, because it turns out China didn't just build, it overbuilt. The country is now littered with underused rail lines, half-vacant industrial parks, and ghost cities with enough apartments to house the population of France. Local governments that finance all that construction are drowning in debt. The housing market is in the midst of a multi-year collapse. Deflation is creeping in. Youth unemployment in China is around 20%. China's experience is both a roadmap and a warning. Bold, coordinated investment can transform a nation. The United States, long paralyzed by political gridlock and regulatory red tape, could use a dose of that ambition for its own infrastructure. If America wants to lead in AI, it needs to build fast. But when spending outpaces strategy, innovation becomes speculation. And just as China assumed cities would fill themselves, Silicon Valley believes that AI will eventually justify its cost. And it very well might. Or maybe we'll build too much, too fast. China bet on physical infrastructure. The U.S. is gambling on digital. And if AI doesn't deliver on its promise, both could end up in the same place, buried under the weight of their own ambitions.